Greetings, if anybody's out there in the world. Hey, let me stop the music. How you guys doing, man? Thank you, everybody, for joining. I am completely, if I have to be honest with you guys, discombobulated because I was like last minute preparing this stream. Took my daughter to the park, and my eyes look like that. Jesus Christ! And there's like some weird family stuff going on. Like literally, like 10 minutes before I started the stream, I hear there's some family stuff going on. I think one of my cousins is in the hospital. So it just completely threw me off. I was already like out of it, and then I heard about that, and I was like, oh my God. I mean, he's fine. It's gonna be okay, but yeah, completely threw me off. Yeah, what's up, the chat? Alyssa, Kelly, Nancy, Brody, Emily, Jen, Green-Eyed, Gloria, Sharon. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good. Hope the husband's good. There's a lot of people here. Thank you for joining, man. I appreciate you guys. I want to quickly say, well, for tonight, what I wanted to do is, and I lost that post. I got to pull up that post. There's a little update from the lawyer, from Leila and the FBI. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to have to pull that up. I had everything up and I needed to restart the computer. And also, we're going to talk about Shannon Ryan. I have the court documents. And then I'm going to take you on a little tour of the trailer park home with the story that I've been covering with Veronica. So we're going to get into that tonight. I'm going to open the phone lines too. And yeah, here's the post. We're going to get that ready. All right. Get that here. So I think what I'm going to do first is start with the Leila stuff. And then we can work our way into Veronica, the trailer stuff. And I'll open the phone lines too if people want to call in. I know all the Facebook people probably saw this already. I don't think the YouTube people have seen this. Let me check the chat too. I just started. Hopefully you guys can hear me clearly. The audio is good. The stream connection is good. Oh yeah, let me thank these people really quick too. I'd have to say thank you to the channel members. Thank you to Melinda for the donation, $100 donation on the last stream. Thank you to Drea Latina for it was like $150 on the last stream. So thank you. And I also donated to the Veronica's family, and I also sent a donation tonight to the Leila GoFundMe thing. I was waiting for the YouTube check. So Alex Jones, other documents. Sounds good, visuals good. Okay. So with Leila Cavett, let me get you the full screen. This was the little update they gave today from the lawyer. Update on the Leila Cavett case. Leila is still listed as a missing person by the FBI. Leila's sister has added a new addition to the family. So I'm guessing they had a baby. The baby is absolutely perfect. Cam is doing well and thriving considering all circumstances. And I heard that he's in Alabama. And so the family, let's see. Yeah, the family loves Leila and misses her terribly. The FBI is still offering $10,000 reward on Leila Cavett and any information on her disappearance. The case is still open and being thoroughly investigated by the FBI. The FBI has asked no outside agencies or groups of people to conduct their search parties. I've been going by myself, so I guess I'm not. That doesn't count for me, right? I can still go, right? Like I've been doing it on my own, but this is because you could tamper with evidence without even knowing it was evidence and cause a mistrial. So that was the lawyer's update today, which it's kind of like gonna respect it. You gotta respect it, I guess. I don't know what they know. Maybe they have more information than the public knows. Oh, that's there's a lot of stories I want to cover. Wendy said, I wish someone would cover Sia. I keep forgetting how to pronounce the name. Kaya. I think it's Kaya or Sia. No, I think it's Kaya. Kaya Taylor from Plant City. I actually went to the railroad tracks this weekend on Sunday when I was out there for Veronica. I went by the area and I checked it out and I saw that stuff. So it was pretty interesting. Leanne, thanks for joining. YouTube not sending notifications. Yeah, I'm not surprised. There's a trip going on for Sunday that I really want to go, but I don't have somebody to watch my daughter, so that's kind of a problem. It's a big problem. Let's get into the court documents too. Get into the court documents. And I have to say thank you to Stacy for sending me this. I couldn't find this online. I was looking. I even went to this website. I think the docket. I couldn't find this stuff. Let me bring the screen bigger. I like going on the trips. I like. Let me see this. The last video I did with the Veronica family. It's the new camera. Pretty dope camera. I captured everything. I got some new batteries and all that stuff. But make sure you check out Veronica's story. Please share that story because that video, or not the video, but that story is not like in trending news. And it's really hard. It's like an uphill battle when you're covering a story that's a cold case from a year ago and we're still small. So if you're not following, make sure you're following. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit like, please, on the videos to help it spread out. And yeah, so let's get to this document. All right. United States of America versus Shannon Ryan. Government's response in anticipation of entry of the standing discovery order. So this is for the discovery. Discovery order. This is the response. This response complies with local rule 88.10 and federal rule of criminal procedure 16. A copy of all oral, recorded, and transcribed statements made by the defendant was provided to the defense. Any oral statements made by the defendant before or after the arrest, probably that video he posted and whatever else, in response to interrogation by any person then known to the defendant to be a government agent that the government intends to use at trial have been provided. The defendant did not testify before grand jury. The NCIC record of the defendant will be provided. Books, papers, documents, photographs, tangible objects, buildings, or places which the government intends to use as evidence at trial to prove its case in chief, or were obtained or belongings to the defendant will be provided via email to defense counsel. Other items, including additional items that may become available at a later date, may be inspected at a mutually convenient time at the office of the United States Attorney, 500 East Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, yada, yada, yada. The second page, let's see here. We get to the interesting parts. What's up, Ralph? How you doing? So it says here, this is the second page. The results of DNA, fingerprints, trace, and any other evidence submitted to the lab for analysis remain pending. So hopefully those results come back and there's something that matches so they can get this guy. Demand for reciprocal discovery. The United States requests the disclosure and production of materials enumerated as items 1, 2, and 3 of Section B of the Standing Discovery Order. The request is also made pursuant of Rule 16B. The government will disclose any information or material which may be favorable on the issues of guilt or punishment within the scope of Brady, whatever that says. The government will disclose any payments, promises, or immunity of leniency, preferential treatment, or any other inducements made to the prospective government witnesses. I think this is all just kind of. Do we really need to read all this? Let's see. I glanced over it earlier. The government will disclose any prior convictions of any alleged co-conspirator, accomplice, or informant who will testify for the government at trial. No defendant was identified in a lineup, show up, photo spread, or similar identification proceedings. The government has advised its agents and officers involved in the case to preserve all rough notes. This is all just discovery stuff. The government will order transcribe the grand jury testimony of all witnesses who will testify for the government at the trial of this case. No controlled substance is involved in this matter. If you wish to inspect the vehicles used in commission of the offense charged. Let me see what the chat is saying real quick. Ms. B, what's up? Coco. The source is when the FBI told her mother that she wasn't coming back. Page 3. To me, there wasn't really much with this documentation. I don't know why I couldn't find it online, but the date says 9/21/2020. The government is not aware of any latent fingerprints or palm prints which have been identified by a government expert as those of the defendant. To date, the government has not received a request for disclosure of the subject matter of expert testimony that the government reasonably expects to offer at trial. Nothing really interesting to me. Early discovery, including but not limited to various witness statements, law enforcement reports, and video surveillance has been provided to the defense. And that's basically this entire document is saying. They provided everything to the defense in a form of a thumb drive and an external hard drive via FedEx. Additional discovery. Okay, so this was 9/18/2020 that it was sent. Additional discovery will be provided as it becomes available. So this is pretty much the discovery process, and they have to send all the information over to the defense. Has the live already started? We're live and running. Co-conspirators equals witches. They haven't said exactly who the witnesses are. I was thinking, I really wonder if like Ebony is a witness for the government. The woman that found the child, Camden. I was thinking she might be one of the witnesses, and maybe the friends. Stacy was telling me maybe the friends that Shannon tried to sell the truck to. It's possible also. But that was it for Leila. Oh, and there was like these rumors too going on Facebook that this landfill stuff. I don't know if it's true or not, but that they were searching landfills, and I don't know what came up with it. I guess nothing turned out for the landfill stuff, or we just don't know. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. So now what I wanted to show is some of the videos. Let's see, live stream files. Yeah, I really didn't get to prepare at all for this live stream. Horrible. But I did take some video, and I wanted to show you guys the trailer park home and kind of maybe open up the lines. And I really wanted to do the stream to kind of like maybe promote the story for Veronica. You guys can check out the playlist. You can check out the videos. And let me just play kind of, let's see, my drive up there. Some of my drive, and then I'll tell you my experiences, what I thought about the family, and if you guys want to call in. I think I'll open up the lines now. Maybe if you guys want to call in, I'll start playing the video. Hey, it's iCkEdMeL, and we're heading to the midway point, Vero Beach, and then Tampa. Just wanted to test out the camera. We're going to be recording once we get there, looking at the area, and thank you for the support, the YouTube subscribers, the followers, and people that just been supporting this entire time, and the new people. All right, thanks. And I got the mic hooked up this time. Hopefully, it sounds good and clear. So we'll check it out. I don't know if we'll be able to listen to the case. That's a good question, Han, because I just think about, like, I remember with who was that? Botham Jean and that guy that got killed, the one of the witnesses. Like, I don't know that they'll be doing like a whole live stream of Shannon Ryan's trial. That would be interesting, though. I would like to see that. Just want to do an audio check without the microphone. That's a new camera. Without the microphone. I just want to make sure, even though I can't hear it on the computer with headphones, that's the only bad thing about this camera, is that you don't have the headphone jack to hear yourself. But we'll see. What is that? Oh, there you go. Hey, just want to pop in again. About 20 minutes away from painting pink justice. I'm with the recording on this, I'm keeping it pretty limited because of the battery. I only have 2 batteries with me. I do have a charger, but you have to like charge it while it's in the phone. And I mean, not the phone. You have to, let me get this right with this damn technology. The battery for the camera has to be in the camera, and the camera has to be turned off and plugged in. So that makes the camera useless while it's charging. I am going to buy a separate charger thing, and I'm going to get some more batteries, so in the future I don't have to worry or conserve. You know, I'll have a bunch of extra batteries. But it was sunny when I first started heading up. I first hit the turnpike going north. Then I got off and I went to 95, and I'm continuing north. And as the more north I go, the cloudier it gets, the rain. It starts to kind of raining a little bit. Hopefully, hopefully it's not raining once we get all the way up. That's a good point. I'm going to keep playing the video. KY Esparza is talking about Veronica and the husband. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more, because that story is kind of strange. But there was a video from Telemundo, and I'm going to pull it up and find it, where you see him looking through like trash bags and stuff. And it was just kind of strange. Like, why was her stuff in trash bags? I didn't understand that. And supposedly the shirt that he said she was wearing that night when she went out, that was found in the car, she wasn't wearing that shirt that night, according to the sister and family. Yeah. Let me see if I can find that thing in the meantime. Tampa. And I got to be honest, it feels nice to be on the road, just to kind of get away from things a little bit. Maybe it's because of all this COVID stuff being inside. The other thought that I had too is just like, I was thinking of Leila a little bit, and if somebody were to try to hide somebody, and I was thinking of her specifically, but really anybody, it wouldn't be hard to pull over and just go into the woods anywhere. I mean, I wouldn't think that this would ideally be a spot like somewhere in the highway like this, because there's just so much traffic. But yeah, I've heard of a lot of stories like that. People right off the highway, toss off the highway. I mean, if you pull over, especially at night, nobody's really going to be looking at it, I would think, right? People would normally just drive by. There's just so much open land. But yeah, just checking in. Everything's good, everything's safe. I grabbed a little breakfast sandwich on the way up. Apparently Wendy's has breakfast. First time I had their breakfast sandwich, it was pretty good. It's not bad. I mean, I don't know if it's better than, I don't know, because I like Burger King's breakfast a lot. I like McDonald's breakfast. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I feel like I completely screwed up the stream. I'm sorry about that. Like, all this weird stuff happened before I was supposed to start. But I do have the trailer park home video. And I mean, you guys should have seen the interview. If not, we can watch it again. But the trailer park tour. Well, we're talking about 2 stories here. We're talking about Leila Cavett and then Veronica. See, if you haven't seen the Veronica story, I have the links in the description. You can click the links below to check out that story. It's in chronological order, so you can check that out. And let's see. The audio's jacked up here. Let's see. Okay. So they said if you go to the left, please, and when you come in, there's like the split. So this is the trailer park home right here. Hey, Crystal, what's up? Thanks for joining. That's why you guys need to go click the link. You guys are gonna have to click the link and watch the Veronica story. Veronica basically, she disappeared January 18th, 2020. That was the last time she was seen. And what happened was on Friday night, she had plans to go out with friends, and she lived with a guy. It was her husband at the time. The youngest child was their kid together. Two of the other boys was fathered by somebody else, and they all lived together. So that night, she takes the two kids. I'm going to give you a quick synopsis. She takes the two kids, and she takes them to her sister's house, drives back to the house where the husband's at, or the trailer, really. And her friend Mariah picks her up, and they go out to Chili's with another person. Her friend drops her back off later that night, I guess at around 1 something in the morning. And then Veronica drives to the sister to pick up the kids. She drives back home, tucks the kids to bed, and that's the last time she's seen. Now, the story we're getting from the husband, he didn't hear nothing. And I'm going to show you, we're going to look at this trailer park home so you can kind of see. I didn't do such a good job recording this. I felt like I could have done better. So hopefully next time I'll do a better job recording this part here. But he says he didn't hear anything. He wakes up in the morning. He sees that his wife is not there. He goes and he sees her car is there. And the oldest son supposedly tells him that mommy got back up last night and she went back outside. And that was it. She disappeared. All right. So that's what he says. And then he goes out to the car. He finds her belongings. I think it was like her purse, her wallet, a shirt of hers. Her cell phone is supposedly missing. And he doesn't see her. So now this guy, that was on a Saturday. So now this guy doesn't report her missing for 2 days later. And he doesn't tell the family until that Sunday. And so that's kind of the story. And the kids, supposedly the police didn't investigate them until a couple of months later. So yeah, I don't know why people are saying, why should I think happy Saturday? I'm like, yo, am I tripping? It's Tuesday, right? All right, I guess I'm not doing so bad then, right? Other people tripping. So that's kind of the story. I have the interview. If you guys want to watch the interview together, we can watch the interview where I talk to the father and the family. I mean, I'm going to show you the trailer park home. But it's really hard for me to believe that nobody heard anything. Like, you see these trailers here? They're close to each other. Okay? They're right next to each other. If you go to the left, there was cameras, which I can't see. And to the place. So this thing, look, there's only one entrance to this place, okay? And when you come in the one entrance, you can either go right, which is what you see here on the screen, or you can go left. And supposedly the left side had some cameras. The right side, there's no cameras. And when you come in, there's like the split. So if you go to the left, oh, we got a call. There was cameras. I'm gonna take this call in a second now. But if you went to the right, there's no cameras. I wouldn't know the reason for going right when it would be easier to go left, I would think. But we're gonna ask questions. I have a list. Hopefully I don't forget. And it seems like the family's really wanting to talk and bring awareness. At this time too, I didn't realize the audio was kind of messed up because I needed to turn down the volume and I had it too high when I hooked up the microphone. So it's like all that wind. Let me take you through the trailer park. We're in Dover. January 18, 2020.
Dover Road.
You want to see the interview? We can watch the interview too. See, the audio's really bad there.
It's Elizabeth. Hello.
Hello.
What's up, Jason? What are with you guys? Saturday, Friday? What's going on?
This trailer thing is just kind of weird to me that nobody would hear anything at 1 a.m, or maybe a little bit after 1 a.m.
So this is where it splits. That's the entrance, and it's a small little trailer home community. Hi. Somebody saw him recording and she went back in. Oh snap! It's a YouTuber. So the house, or the trailer, I should say, you're gonna see it's all the way down this road. So you can go straight down and you get to the trailer park, to the trailer, whatever they call it, the trailer housing or trailer number or whatever. Is that trailer park on 92? I honestly don't even know what road that was, because I met with Pink Justice and they took me there half of the way, the rest of the half of the way.
Hi. Somebody saw him.
I saw the husband though. As soon as we got there, so let me tell you this: the husband, as soon as we got there, this guy pulls out and leaves. As soon as we get there, dips out. And so I met the kids. I'm going to talk about that a little later. I met the kids. I met the family. He actually came back while I was doing the interview. And if you want, we can watch the interview together. He came back while I was doing an interview, and he like mentioned something about coming back to talk to us. That's what I was told. I wasn't paying attention to him, but he never came back. And supposedly they went to talk to him to ask him to come to talk, and he didn't want to come talk. And supposedly he was like shaking and nervous. That's what I heard. So, oh snap! It's a YouTuber. She went back inside quick. Somebody has to know something, man. Coco, so the fam, like there was certain things. I had a list of questions, especially from you guys, and I omitted some questions just out of like respect for the family and the kids there and stuff like that. But I did hear that there is a woman there living. Pretty sure that's what the story is, and that she's pregnant, living in the same place that Veronica used to live in. So like they live together, Veronica, the guy, and the kids. And, you know, she went missing. So now there's other people, the other woman's there living and pregnant. So, yeah, a mess. Let me take this call. 901. 901, how you doing? Where are you calling from? Who is this?
It's Jennifer. I'm in North Carolina.
Hey, Jennifer. Thanks for calling.
Okay. No problem. So, of course, the husband, dad, whatever you want to call him, had the benefit of the doubt. But as soon as I seen that telemanno video and he was looking through her stuff that was in the trash bag,
Right.
so I put up that, like, what, why? And that's only 5 days after she was missing. And then, you know, stuff like he has another woman there. She's pregnant. The family's talking about.
And that's the thing.
Repainted and got new furniture.
Right.
That's really suspicious.
I heard, and we're going to look at the clip too. He's literally looking through a trash bag. And I didn't realize that, like, I guess maybe he packed her stuff and put it, like, all this stuff is to get rid of it.
That's what it looks like.
That's what it looked like. I was looking, I was like, what is this?
Yeah. That's why I put on your video. I was like, why is her stuff in her trash bag?
You said that, yeah.
Because that's just insane, and it doesn't look good for him.
You know, what was the weird thing is when I went there, and I'm gonna tell you guys about this. When I went there and we were like, they were planting the stuff and putting up the banner. The Ricardo, the child, he walks up to me. He's 6 years old now. Really smart kid. It's one of her kids, Veronica's kids. He walked up to me and he goes, "Oh, I saw your video." I was like, "Oh, really?" He was like, "Yeah, I saw your video. You're talking about my mom." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he was like, "She's missing, and I think she was kidnapped." I'm sure he probably doesn't really know maybe the full depth of things, but I was
Mhm.
wondering, like, how did he watch the video? Was he sitting there with the husband, or did somebody else show him? I don't know.
And little kids, they will say anything, like, and you tell them something and they just believe it's true.
And
If
let me
somebody told him
right,
that she was
right.
kidnapped, no matter what happened, he's just going to go on believing and repeating that.
And let me tell you this. He's really smart. He corrected me. He was like, "Oh, you said I was 5 what did he say? You said I was 5, I'm 6." And I was like, "Oh, at that time, cuz his birthday just came in July." So I was like, "Oh no, because whatever." But he was like, "No, he corrected me." I was like, "Wow, this kid's smart." So
Yeah.
and then we had a whole conversation about school, and he was telling me all the details, how um he was virtual schooled, but now he's going back to school, like, physically, and he has a mask and his favorite classes. It's like a really smart kid. So it was just really surprising to me to see
Yeah.
that.
But it's a shame they didn't, the police didn't just at least interview them at the beginning when
Yeah.
when she
Hmm.
first went missing.
Right. All right,
So
any other
I just
thoughts?
I feel like I just feel he's very, very, very suspicious.
He is to me
Before
too.
oh,
He's a really small
yeah.
guy
So
too. I
that's
saw
scary.
him. Like, I saw his face. He's like a really small, skinny, slender guy, like super small. You know, and I would have
Yeah, but
thought.
she was tiny too.
Oh, was she?
Wasn't she like 4'9",
I don't know.
4'9", or 4'11"? She was very short
Mm,
from what I remember seeing.
okay.
I know I saw somewhere 4'9" and somewhere 4'11".
Okay. Yeah, I don't
All
know.
right, well, it's good talking
All
to
right, thanks. I
you.
appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts. Thank you.
All right,
All right,
all right.
bye.
Bye.
So let me see what the chat is saying. Oh, by the way, thank you, Melinda, for joining. Appreciate that. And coming back. So the hubs wants people to think she was abducted. Maybe so. I don't know. Yeah, maybe so.
And I'm gonna ask some of the questions that you guys were helping me out with in the live stream, and we're gonna do a video and put it together when I get home tonight, if it's not too late.
Latina, what's up? I shouted you out earlier.
Other people don't want to be recorded, so they're looking at me very. You don't look too friendly over there. I get it. People probably wondering why I'm recording in their area.
Is law enforcement investigating this case?
Hi, doggy.
I don't know. I
Trying to climb out of
guess
there?
if that's what they call investigating, I guess. I think they have an investigator supposedly working on the case. The family does. I don't know as far as law enforcement where they're at with the case.
The world is in here.
Tari, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Or the sticker. So supposedly too, there was somebody that in this neighborhood, I heard that supposedly heard something, some sort of arguing or fighting back at the time when this incident took place. We went around handing out flyers and like knocking on doors. There's like a big okay, in this trailer park area, most people said they didn't know anything. Like when they knocked on the door, they don't know nothing. They didn't even hear this of the story. A lot of people, I think that they just don't want to be involved, because they live next to this person. I think a lot of people just, especially living next to that person, they don't want to have anything to do with it. But we did speak to one person, this one guy that we walked by, and he was saying that like everybody knows about it supposedly, and just people don't want to get involved in that. And it's true. I didn't see anybody outside with their kids. Like, well, there was one one trailer that we went by, there was this really nice family. And that's the thing that I noticed when I drove up there and then I met with Pink Justice and we stopped at a gas station. Like a lot of the people up there are a lot nicer than South Florida. People say hi, people say good morning. I was really surprised when we went to this trailer park area. There was that one family we were talking to and they gave us water and like offered soda and all this stuff. It was really nice. But they said that community, nobody talks to each other. They don't even know each other. Everybody just minds their business and like stays to themselves. Tina Diwali says, "Hi, iCkEdMeL. All things point to the husband. I'm sure people heard things and don't want to say anything." Yeah. I think so too. Anan. Some of these people are super jealous. They don't want you going out. You're out late. You're coming home late. It's a problem. Yeah, we're going to take a look at it. I don't know if it was a trash bag. We're going to look at that next. Look like a trash bag to me. Okay, so let me pause it here for a second to paint you guys what's going on here. So this is the office of the trailer park home. The trailer park, I don't know what they call it. The trailer park area, the complex or whatever. That's the office. This is the dumpster, right?
It's raining. Someone put the camera away for a little.
Okay. And that's the home. That's the trailer, which I hear was newly painted, supposedly, and all the furniture changed out and everything else. So they literally live right in front of the dumpster, right in front of the leasing office. Supposedly that looks like a camera to me. And I hear that people were told that camera's not working. Even though we spoke to somebody else in the neighborhood, some other guy, he said that he's under the impression that it was working. This is the only dumpster I think that I saw in the neighborhood. This dumpster right here. This is the main dumpster. Looks like trash. I mean, I guess that's what it's supposed to look like, right? And there's like vultures and stuff like that there. Hey, Spicy, how you doing? I live near someone that was missing and in danger. Passed on, I wouldn't keep my mouth shut. A lot of people kind of don't want to get involved. I mean, see, I don't think those cameras were there before, but that's what the place looks like. And then you see, that's the place right there. I don't know. That's a good question. How far does anybody know how far along his girlfriend pregnancy is? That I don't know. Yeah, I really wanted to ask about domestic issues because I think that's kind of important. But and I think we should watch the interview too. We're gonna watch after this. I'm taking you on a little tour. I wish I could have done a better job. I'm sorry about that. I should have walked in between because I walked past. I should have taken more time and looked through the neighborhood. I don't think she was in the picture at the time. The girlfriend. I wonder if the girlfriend is involved too. And he did adopt the 2 other kids. Thanks, Melinda. Let's see. Oh, okay. And the odor too. I mean, obviously she's not going to be there now, but the odor from that dumpster was horrible. Like you could smell it far away. So, oh, and here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that's kind of interesting. What I found out when we were talking to the neighbors, the trash days. I know one of the days is Monday, and I don't know if it's like Wednesday, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if it means anything or not. Maybe the phone was thrown in the dumpster or something. But the last time her phone pinged, I think, and when she was reported missing, I believe was Monday. Trash day. I don't know. Something to think about.
This is where Veronica's living?
Kind of, yeah, that's supposedly too. I heard that at that night, the landlord or the owner or the landlord of the place was awake. How he didn't hear anything, I don't know. How he didn't hear anything and how this house or trailer, I should say. I keep saying house, but you know what I mean. Hold on. I mean, it's literally right. There's a trailer right next to the house they lived in. Like, how did nobody? And the area is quiet too. Besides the front where we were at and I was recording, the area is really quiet. How would nobody at 1 a.m. hear anything? Did her phone ping elsewhere? I heard that the phone only pinged in this area, and the father had access to the Google phone, to the Google account or whatever. I one time lost a tablet, and it was still powered on, and I had the Google location thing. Apparently, this was at work. Like, it got tossed into. I threw it. I guess I somehow threw it in the trash. The people came and cleaned up and took it out. It was in the back of the building in a dumpster. There was a bunch of different dumpsters. The GPS literally, the Google GPS literally took me to the dumpster. Like, it was a little bit off, but I found this tablet. I even have a picture. I posted it on YouTube. I found this tablet in a dumpster. Like, the Google GPS thing is really accurate if there's power to the device. Hey, Kara, what's up? Jason said there's no way nobody didn't hear anything. Maybe. Or if the battery ran out. I mean, you hear how quiet it is? Like, this is the back part now. By the front, it's a lot of noise because the cars and the traffic. By this part here, it's quiet. I didn't see any kids playing.
Yeah, that's really incredible. It's kind of hard to believe it. It's such a close, tight-knit, and nobody heard nothing or saw anything. Still, though. Yeah, but... Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Going to hear. That's your route. Exactly.
Well, there's a lot more that I heard, but I shouldn't say. But there is more that I heard. As far as the guy, because we got to wonder too. You got to think about. She was reported 2 days later, right? Oh, and by the way, it's a myth that you have to wait 48 hours to report somebody. You don't. The cops might try to push you. Oh, just wait. Or you don't need to wait 48 hours to report somebody missing. But you got to wonder what this guy was doing during this 48 hours. You wake up one morning, your child tells you, mommy went back outside. You got to think about that. Just break it down slowly. You wake up in the morning, you don't see your wife. Child tells you, mommy went back outside, didn't come back in. You see her vehicle outside and her belongings outside in the car. And you decide, let me wait 48 hours because mommy went back outside, according to the child, from what he says, and didn't come back. So I'm going to wait 2 days. Does that shit make sense? Right? Come on. I mean, seriously. Hey, Christy, what's up? I haven't talked to you in a while. I hope you're doing good in the family. Thanks for joining.
This community, like the little. Oh yeah, I'll check it out when we go back up. But yeah, it starts with a
I
B.
mean, come on, yo. Like, what?
All right, we'll check it out. We'll go back.
That's a great question, Anthony. Great question.
It's in like a very quiet area too, kind of.
It's still early, but.
And when family and friends like they searched,
The other thing too is I don't know if there's illegals living in this area. You know, so especially if they're illegal, they might feel like they can't speak up about something they heard or saw. Anthony, there are, I think when I looked it up, I think there was like 3 offenders in the area, and I heard supposedly a long time ago somebody not in this trailer park complex but next to the complex, if you want to call it that, they heard some sort of fighting and arguing that night, supposedly.
where did they search? Yeah, I remember. Were you in the? You said in the like behind.
You know the park that was on your.
Right.
I think there's 3
think-
offenders, but like
Might have
not
made
too
it
close,
turn
in
back
not in the
to
actual
Flamingo.
trailer park.
They had a search there.
Okay.
You can ask the other conservative ones.
I think we should watch the interview. Go watch the interview.
Oh, okay.
But they can tell you exactly what they
Okay. Okay.
I mean, so that's pretty much that. It's a 1 entrance trailer park. 1 entrance, but there's 2 ways you can go in.
So what? It was a Chili's restaurant that she went. Sorry, it was a Chili's restaurant. Kind of weird to me.
1 entrance, 2 ways you could go. You can go left, which supposedly had cameras, or you can go to the right, which didn't have cameras. And to the left is a straight shot to the trailer home. Now, let me show you this video from Telemundo. If it plays right. It's playing an ad right now. Did the police investigation or talk to any neighbors? I don't know if they talked to neighbors, but I know that they interviewed the kids months after the fact. Oh boy.
Rico, que dice estar desesperada.
Supposedly didn't have a habit of disappearing. That's what the family says. The podcast said that she did, but the family says no, and that she didn't even drink, according to the family. Tina says, well, she's my cousin. I'll tell you what the family thinks. She came home. He was cheating and caught him with a pregnant girlfriend. I'm sure he saw mommy go outside, but did daddy go too? And now she's living in her house with her kids. That's the most effed up thing. That's true. That this woman, can you imagine? I don't know what happened to Veronica, right? Can you imagine? I mean, I guess people eventually move on, but it's not even a year. Something happens to you. Probably the worst situation happened to her. And this person moves in somebody else and has kids with that person in the same place you used to live.
Hablar de una familia de Valrico que dice estar desesperada tras la desaparición de Verónica Reyes, que es madre de 3 pequeños.
Supposedly all the paperwork is filled out, but it's kind of crazy too that this guy actually adopted the 2 other kids that are not even his biological kids while she was missing.
Y según ellos, desapareció y no hay rastro de ella.
Y Braylon García
2 days.
habló con ellos. Y Braylon, ¿qué indicios tiene la familia en sus manos y qué es lo que están diciendo las autoridades sobre esto?
Freddy, Cristina, la información es prácticamente nula de ambas partes. La familia teme lo peor y las autoridades prefirieron no hablarnos del caso. Pero lo más doloroso es que mientras pasan los días, los 3 hijos menores de la desaparecida no paran de preguntar por su madre.
Solo es ropa de ella lo que hay aquí.
So there's only clothes of hers here. I don't know what this is. Why this is in a trash bag. Let me get a full screen. Get a full screen. What is this that we're looking at?
Solo es ropa de ella lo que hay aquí. Ni de los niños.
Observen bien. La mujer que ven en pantalla es Veronica Marlene Reyes, de 23 años de edad, y desde el pasado 18 de enero la familia la da por desaparecida y todos temen lo peor. Su esposo,
Yo creo que le ha pasado algo.
su padre.
No, pues no, yo no creo que está bien. Como digo, a mi novita tengo pues puro miedo.
Incluso su madre dice asegurar que si simplemente los hubiera abandonado, al menos a ella la hubiera contactado. 6 días han pasado desde que Verónica
6 days after. Her stuff is in some trash bag. I don't know why it was in a bag, but
se esfumara como por arte de magia sin dejar ningún rastro. Según el testimonio de la familia, durante la tarde del pasado viernes, ella salió con una amiga de su casa en este auto de color rojo, el mismo que su esposo escuchó llegar pasada la 1 de la mañana del sábado, y al despertarse dice que el carro estaba, pero Verónica había desaparecido.
Encontramos su camisa aquí. Esta fue la
I don't know how far along
salió
she's
de la
pregnant. That's a
casa,
good question.
Pero
I don't know.
entiendo por qué está aquí. También su cartera está aquí, su identificación está aquí.
Oh, if you guys want to call in, the cousin. Yeah, you should call in. The cousin, if you want to call in.
Cuando todos fueron alertados de lo
Call
que
in.
estaba pasando, decidieron
If the cousin wants to call in, call in. Because sometimes we can't keep playing nice. Sometimes we got to get a little dirty. Sometimes we got to poke the hornet's nest. Or we can leave this going on for 15, 20, 30 years. You know, if you want to call in, if anybody wants to call in. Now we can watch the interview too. Let me pull up the interview. I want to get the interview with the subtitles because the audio was a little bit bad. I'm trying to think, should I do it on YouTube or Facebook? Maybe Facebook. No, YouTube. If anybody wants to call in and share your thoughts, I'm going to pull up the video. Let me just tell you to my experience with the family. Really nice people. I drove up there and then I met with Pink Justice and we drove up the rest of the way. The family, if you haven't seen the video where I showed them building the banner and planting the flowers, you should check that out. It was really nice. They're a big family, very loving. We did that. We handed out the flyers. I spoke to Ricardo. Ricardo's a really smart kid. I mean, I almost cried. I really held back, but I almost cried when I saw him talking. And when he spoke to me personally, which I didn't get to record, I mean, we were talking about games. We were talking about school. I asked him what color mask does he wear for school. He said, I think green and white. And he told me he does like reading, writing. He does recess. And when I asked him what's his favorite thing to do, he said recess. And he was playing around a lot with me. He was playing with the camera. Oh, let me show you this video. I was teaching him how to use the camera. Let's see if I have it here. A couple of seconds. I don't know which video it is. Is it this one?
Hello.
Yeah.
I didn't record.
Is it in picture mode? What mode are we in? Oh, it's recording. You did hit record.
That's the other kid too.
Flowers.
Peluche.
Peluche.
Herman. Look. So you record. So
You can record and you can take pictures.
Papi.
Smart kid, man. I was showing him how to record and like press the buttons and stuff like that. He's a really smart kid. He's just, I don't know. And so we did that. And then we got invited to the family's house for like a barbecue, an outside barbecue. And at first I thought it was like we were going to a restaurant, but then no, it was actually their house, their home, outside in the backyard. And they had this like big grill, and they started grilling steak. And I had cactus for the first time. I never ate a cactus. I think that might be a Mexican dish. I had cactus for the first time. And I mean, we sat, I met the family, I saw the other kids. We were treated like family. And that was a first time experience for me, like covering a story and then meeting the family and like sitting down and eating with them and everything. It was I don't know, it was a really touching moment. So it's a lot different than just making a video on the computer. And then when you go in person and you meet these people, it's like, wow, you know? So so the interview. Let's get to the interview.
I just ordered these 4 pieces.
Let's get to the interview. And while we wait, again, I'm sorry how the stream started tonight. Everything was just kind of a mess. And but we got there. We're doing okay. So if the husband is throwing away her clothes away less than a week later, he knows she's not coming back. Yeah, I'm not sure what's with the garbage bag thing. He should have spoke. He should have came and spoke to me. Like, if you want to clear your name, if you want to give your side of the story, maybe he doesn't feel he needs to give his side of the story. He should have came on and talked. And while we were doing this, okay, so like I said earlier, as soon as we get there, this guy leaves and pulls out. And then during this interview, he comes back in like his pickup truck and he drives by. He said something. I didn't hear what he said. I was told that he said he's going to come and talk. He goes, he never comes back. And then I heard that they asked him like, hey, you want to come talk? And he didn't want to come talk. I heard he looked nervous. I heard he was shaking, like his legs were shaking or whatever. He didn't come back. He's like a really small guy, like just like this very little, like small guy. So okay, Bianca says she definitely wasn't pregnant when my cousin disappeared. So we're gonna watch the interview. Please, guys, like if you don't know the story, I think I didn't put it on YouTube, but I put it on Facebook. Check out the links. There's like a playlist, chronological order. You can check out the story. You can share it, or you can share a missing flyer if you want, or you can share just a news article, anything. All right.
To move off of the highway. We're still in Dover, Florida, here for Veronica. She has been missing since January 18th. We want to introduce an amazing YouTuber here, iCkEdMeL.
Hey, I'm iCkEdMeL. I have a YouTube and Facebook, and started covering Veronica Reyes Diaz story to try to get attention. We're here in the Tampa area by, what's the name of this area?
Husband.
Dover, Florida. I can get confused. And so we're here to talk to the family. I wanted to learn a little bit about Veronica and some of the questions that people were asking in hopes to bring attention. So we have a family here. Can you tell me a little bit about what Veronica was like? Because there was a podcast where it seemed like it was from the sheriff's office, and they said she had a history of like leaving.
That's a possibility.
Was that true?
No, only history of her leaving is back in.
I'm asking you to just take a few minutes today to confirm your voter registration.
Joe Biden.
Today. You can be one of.
Jesus Christ. God bless the people that support Joe Biden.
December?
All right.
Back in December, I guess they had an argument or whatever, and she didn't want to come home, so she would cool off. You know, which relationship couples go through issues where one has cool off or whatever. And as soon as I got noticed that she didn't make it home, I texted her and she communicated with me ASAP. Okay.
But she was with family.
She was with family. She was with family.
Right. So this whole situation is completely unlike her.
Exactly. Me.
So they said there was one time that supposedly she like left, but she was with a family member. So nothing like this situation now,
Like I said, I work about 20 minutes from here, and I travel this road on a day. So at least twice a week, once a week, I would come here, spend time with her, spend time with the boys, and I would show up unannounced.
Okay.
You know, so I know a lot of people ask, well, she was doing drugs, or et cetera, et cetera.
Gotta call her.
But if I showed up unannounced, you know, I would have found her drugged up. You know, she didn't even drink.
Oh, okay.
You know, the day before her wedding, we made her a mixed drink. She drank maybe half a drink and left it. So
not interfering.
So that thing, she didn't even drink. She wasn't on like some binge or like disappeared or something crazy like that. You know, this is completely out of character for her. Let me take this 954 call. Local 954. How you doing? Where you calling from? Who is this?
This is Anthony, Fort Lauderdale.
Hi. How you doing, Anthony?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I've been watching your program. You're doing a hell of a job. This
Thanks,
is like
man.
really
Appreciate
sticking your neck out there. I wish I had time to do that with you. I would have drones just to map out the areas that you
I was
covered.
thinking about that today because Sunday Pink Justice is looking for Amanda Town. They actually have an area to search. They're getting volunteers and everything. And I was thinking about that. It would be so useful to have drones. You know?
Right. Yeah. Where I work is a night shift at a condo. And like I mentioned, south of Commercial, Oakland Park is a registered pedophile area for the southeastern part of the United States. You're talking about people from lawyers, doctors, police officers. Oh, yes. And they're all under the Epstein Pyramid Protection Plan because I've already checked it out. You got a guy that smokes pot. He's in jail for 15 years. These people walk the streets because they will kill him in the jails.
Wow.
And that's when I mentioned about that pedophile area out west of 41 Tamiami Trail. There's a place where they congregate with the church. They get them out of the city. So if they get good behavior, they're allowed to come back into the east part of Florida. Because I follow this stuff. A lot of the guys that you saw on Hanson that catch a predator, I've seen them come into the McDonald's all the time. I go, there's the guy that just arrested our last night's episode of To Catch a Predator. And he's allowed to come in and get a sandwich and leave.
I remember one of those guys. I think what ended To Catch a Predator is like one of those guys actually shot himself. I forgot who it was. He was like a prominent guy, and they went to confront him, and he didn't want to deal with it. So the guy actually shot himself when he came into the house.
These guys, exactly. These guys are looked at like, once you get under that title, you're done. Nobody's going to hire you. I have grandkids too. When I look at this stuff right here, I'm just looking at who's watching your children. I was keeping informed with my son, who's a Leon County sheriff, which is Tallahassee. And he sees a lot of these cases, what you're doing right now. It's like, it's crazy. It's all over the place. And nobody has time for this. But this is This is the new police force, is you and me and many others that come in with our little tidbits, and maybe we might say something that might trigger you to ask that question, and then you observe body language and say, wow, this is incredible. The police don't want to put no more resources on it because there's just too much of it. And the defunding of the police, they've actually take away from this.
Oh yeah, people are crazy.
Pyramid.
Yeah, no, I agree.
No, what I'm saying is, the gentleman, he's an ex-Navy SEAL. He's rescued thousands of children that were underground in New York and all over California. They cut the funding on the police forces in your democratic areas, and that takes away the funding for him to go any further, unless he gets donations.
Right.
So it's like they want this to continue because there's big money in this. I don't know her situation, but it seems like she's been defriended. Somebody worked her and got her to do whatever. And this is where we're at with this woman. She might have trusted somebody to a certain point, disliked the situation she's in, but she got herself in a bad situation.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that call.
But anyway, thank you, Mel.
All right, thanks. Take
Bye-bye.
care. That was an interesting caller. He really brings up a good point. I was thinking about the Pink Justice to get the drones to go out and search. I actually talked to somebody today. We're going to get back to the video. I don't want to go off too much, but I feel like we're coming to a point. I know it sounds kind of crazy maybe, But I think that eventually, if we're not there already, the bad people are going to outweigh the good people. Like, there's just so much evil in this world, and you can't. It's going to really require people that aren't in law enforcement or whatever, people that just to step up, because it's just a lot of craziness going on. And with Leila Cavett, after that whole situation happened with her, there was 2 women in Hollywood that were arrested for trafficking or whatever. And these 2 women aren't like the head people. They're just like the lowly people that are just there like scapegoats, probably. That's what it looked like to me. It's happening every day, all the time. You could take your kids like Veronica to the house in this small ass trailer area and disappear. Can you imagine that? You're surrounded by people and you disappear. Nobody knows. Surrounded by people. Nobody knows. Right? Nobody heard nothing. Really? Does that make sense? Supposedly, your child tells you, mommy went back outside, didn't come back in. You see her belongings in the car, and your thought is, I'm going to wait 2 days, not tell the family, and report this later. Tell me, does that shit make sense? Right? Belongings in the car. Child tells you mommy went back home. Does that story make sense? And did these people, and this is just my opinion, did law enforcement not think, oh, this is suspicious? Or we're just going to let this shit go? Let's interview the kids months later. I mean, that's just incredible to me.
I want to ask you too, because it was reported that, okay, so Friday night she went out with friends to Chili's. Well, what I heard and was told, she disappears in the morning hours of Saturday, like around 1 a.m. And I heard that it was reported 48 hours later that she was missing. Is that correct?
Well, I got, she came, according to her Google Maps, where I got access to.
Oh, you have access?
I had access to it. But that computer, we had given it back. We had given the sheriff's office for evidence. Okay. A month later, when they
investigated a month later,
when they asked for it, a month later, I offered it to them. 3 days later, after she disappeared, after we went through it and stuff like that, and they refused.
They refused.
They refused the evidence that we tried to provide. It was a cell phone that she used at home on the internet, to text, whatever, and her laptop. And like I said, I was able to track her movement that whole Friday nights. When she went to Chili's in Texas, in Tampa. Her friend dropped her off at approximately 1:05. She got in her vehicle. She left to go pick up the kids from her sister's house.
Not sister-in-law.
No, not sister-in-law, her sister. Her youngest sister in Park City. She got back about 1:45. And that's all we know. I was at a Chinese New Year celebration that Saturday, thinking everything's okay. Sunday, I wake up, I get a text message.
My name is Shamani, and it's Mom Direct Club.
Sorry about that. Let me see. Latina, thank you so much for the donation. She says, Mel, it's really unclear how the P's issue being discussed now is related or would be related to Veronica. Please explain. Oh, no, I was just talking about that because Anthony called in and he was talking about that whole situation. But it's just, it kind of goes to also with just people being kidnapped, women and kids. And we're just kind of talking because earlier in the video we were talking about Leila, and I was talking about the trafficking and how I was really trying to say that it's lucky that Camden was even found that morning. Yeah, we kind of got off topic, but yeah.
3:30 in the afternoon, Sunday afternoon, asking me have I seen her, if I know if she was in my house.
Oh, there's a call.
So it wasn't us here that reported her late. We just weren't aware until way late.
The person she's the
So after the fact. And so we kind of, after he texted me, asked me that, I started texting family, asking family, have you seen her? You know where she's at? You know? And of course, everybody went berserk, and we're all, you know, texting the husband, and he's telling us she never made it home, telling us he woke up over the son, and over the son say, Mom walked out. And she walked out after she put him in bed.
Mom walked out after she put him to bed. Melinda, thank you for the donation. Appreciate you. Love you guys. Oh, the person hung up. No, what happened? If you want to call back, call back. Person hung up. Whoever called in. If anybody wants to call in with their opinion or thoughts, you can call in. If you know any information about the case, man, call in. You call in anonymous. Then you call in. Maybe you're somebody that's in that area and you're watching right now. Maybe you're the husband watching right now. Call in and share your thoughts and perspective or information.
And that's the story according to the husband.
So after she put him to bed, supposedly the oldest son told the husband that she walked out at night.
She walked out that night.
Well, that's what the husband says.
Right.
That's
what
the
the husband said.
That's his story.
It's his story.
Okay.
Now, I just want to put in there also, she had made plans with me for Monday. No school day that Monday. She was always at my house most of during the week because we both, you know, both mothers have kids. So we used to hang out a lot during the week. Now, even if it was just a phone call, what are you doing? You know, I probably spoke with her 3 times a week the most, you know, and we had plans that Monday to get together, have a cookup with the kids and hang out, you know, so that's another point that I wanted to, you know, address that she had plans. It wasn't something.
Okay. And she was reported missing on Monday?
Monday we reported it because, like I said, it was very late, and we were trying to gather all the information that we could. You know, I mean, because according to 48 hours, you have to be disappearing before you report before they do anything.
Oh,
so
wow.
we reported
out of nowhere. We got 3 calls. All right, let's get it. First, let me just say, Ralph, thank you for the donation on Cash App. I appreciate that, man, because you know YouTube takes the cut. But thank you so much. Ralph has been supporting too, watching the videos, and he's on Facebook as well. So thank you, man. Let me take, I don't even know what to take. Everybody called in at the same time. Let's take 813. 813, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hi, yes. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I hear
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to call in. I actually spoke to you guys. I was the gentleman that was outside that day, just kicking the trash out.
Yes.
And
yes.
I
remember. You.
Well, yes, sir. Yeah, and again, I just want to thank you guys for doing what you're doing and just being out there looking for this young lady. Because, like I told you, I have a daughter myself, and I'm just watching the father here, and I just feel for him so much. And I'm like, I can't imagine losing my daughter. But I had forgotten one thing to ask because I didn't know if they checked it. When my wife came home, she did say that they checked the surrounding waters. But I wasn't sure though if they had checked there's like a little water reservoir right behind the dumpsters to the left of the park.
I noticed that.
The water there, the water's really murky there and green.
Right.
And I didn't want to make assumptions there either, but it was just, for me, that would seem like a very easy access, and nobody has access to that, but it seemed like it would be easy access for somebody who would want access to it. So, I don't know. I was just throwing that out there, and I even called the sheriff's office, but I haven't heard a reply back from the detective. But I gave him my number and everything, but I just wanted to ask that question because it's just making sure they search everywhere and know that, you know, certain areas are available, just not seen, you know?
Right. No, I thought that area was really weird too, because it's very murky. It's right behind the dumpster and it's like big. And I was asking a couple of times, like, what is that? And why is that there? And it's kind of gated off and stuff. You guys also have like this brown wooden thing too that's like manure in there or something?
I believe so, but I think most of that was just dirt because they did bring in a lot of dirt in there too, just recently.
I heard that part was looked into.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's what I was just wanted to call you in for because I figured you might know a little bit more than me, or
Yeah,
a
I
lot
don't
more
know
than
if
me,
that was
obviously.
searched.
But
I'm gonna have to find out because I did ask him about that. I don't know if they said it was searched or not. I know the brown thing, the whatever that thing is next to that pool of water, the green murky water. There's like this brown thing that I heard it has. I don't know if it's feces or what, and it's constantly spinning. I heard that was looked into, but that water thing, I don't know. And I heard the shed because there's like a shed there too. I heard they weren't allowed access to
Right.
that. They wanted to look in there, and they weren't allowed to look in there.
And that's the thing. If you're allowed to look somewhere, or like if we're asking to look somewhere, that's the thing. That's why I feel for people like y'all. You know, if it was me, I ignore all the rules and just do it myself. You know.
Yeah.
And I mean, this girl needs to either be found or somebody needs to fess up. You know, about something, because like I was just watching you speak about it. For him to, you know, say that she hasn't been around, and then for the son to wake up and says, "Mommy walked out," like. I don't care what child it is, you know, they're not just going to speak up like that, you know, or I don't know. If she put him to bed, how do the kids know she walked out, you know, and
Right.
certain things of that nature. And I don't know, it just seems fishy to me. And as a, you know, person in this neighborhood, like, it's way too sketchy. And I just hope y'all find her soon. And
Can you
that's
tell
why
me
I
a little
wanted
bit
to
about
call
the
in. I mean,
neighborhood? What's the neighborhood like? Just is it quiet?
I mean, for the most part, it is quiet. You have your, you know, ins and outs, you know, coming in. It's usually, you know, I believe all the loud stuff happens to the front of the complex.
Right.
I mean, I know everybody has their kids here, and over the years, I've been here 5 years, so over the years, it's been getting a little steadier, you know, with the quietness. Like the kids are growing up and, you know, now leaving home. You know, they're not staying at home anymore around the neighborhood. They're leaving and going and hanging out with their friends elsewhere or whatever. But for the most part, it has been quiet. And you'll have your every now and then party, but for the most part, yeah, it's definitely quiet here. And it's just, you don't hear about this stuff, you know, like right next to your home. So
did you know about her
for us
missing
to hear,
before we came in there and spoke to you? Did you know about the story or?
oh yeah, we knew about it. We followed it very early on, and I wasn't questioned at all about anything. You know, I had, you know, somebody bring me a flyer, but that was about it. But other than you guys the other day coming out, that's the first time I've actually, you know, spoken to other people about it other than my wife.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you calling in, man, and sharing that perspective. And thank you for talking to us that day too. Appreciate that.
Oh,
man.
yes, sir. Thank you. And I thank you guys so much. I mean, if I could give money, I'll talk to my wife, and we would definitely, you know, try to do something, because you're doing a great cause.
The family has a GoFundMe, so if you guys want to, I'll pull it up when I can in a second. Veronica Reyes Diaz. I'll pull up the GoFundMe. If you guys want to send the family something, you can.
Okay.
And I sent a donation the other day. I used part of the donations you guys sent, but yeah, directly to the family is the best. And then yeah, whatever's good. So
all right, man. Thank you so much,
thanks,
and
man.
you have a great
Appreciate
night.
it. You too.
And oh yeah, bye bye.
All right. Let me take these other callers too. We have 504. 504. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, Mel. Well,
Hey.
the 504, you already know I'm calling from New Orleans. I'm the
New
one
Orleans.
that's the Didi Fat, the godmother, the one that have 1,000 questions underneath the post.
Wait, who is this?
So, Mel, I'm Didi Fat, the godmother, the one that was having all the questions that you was posting up about the pregnancy girlfriend.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so look, it's kind of funny because the last caller that just called in, I wanted to print it out. See, a trailer park is very small. They all talk, everybody know everything, and you get word about, and people start talking. I'm from New Orleans, and ain't nothing but a 50-cent piece, and we could tell you who killed who from uptown, and I stay downtown, and I could tell you who did what. So I know that trailer park is talking amongst each other. Now, the second thing I want to turn out is that camera. Now, they claim, the camera might not work, but it worked that night.
I meant to ask him about that too. The neighbor that called, I meant to ask him because he was saying he thinks it works, and they were telling them no, it doesn't work. The landlord and stuff.
But it did work because you got the friend dropping off that night. So you can't say the camera didn't work if we got some footage from that night. Okay, that's the first thing I want to put out. Then, before I go into the next part, it's weird. Who gave you the footage? He could have cut it up. How you know the girl ain't in his house? You know, you got to think about different stuff like that when you're living in different areas, because you remember them little girls who was kidnapped for years and it was just right next door
Yeah.
in the house for years, and nobody knocked on the door or questioned the neighborhood in the whole while. The doggone the children was right next door. So it just seemed like the trailer park is one way in, one way out. So if anybody kidnapped anybody, they in that trailer park. Believe that. They in there. Now the second thing is the family. I have so much respect. I'm sorry, but I have to say this. You're not applying enough pressure. Your focus definitely should be on the husband. He giving you 110 signs that something is not right. I will be banging on his door. Flyers will be all over it. I mean, I'll be stuck to him like a fly on a wall. And I'm serious. If something's not right with the husband doing, and they're not telling us enough, why the hell nobody from that family didn't question the children they damn self? You mean to tell me none of y'all sat down and talked to the children where you could get a more direct answer from these children if they that smart? And it just looked like the family just going off of what the husband said. Oh, she went outside. Oh, she might be kidnapped. No, then y'all looking for somebody that y'all think kidnapped them and looking towards the fact that y'all know that marriage wasn't A1. Y'all know they gets into it. Y'all know he was cheating. Y'all know something ain't right behind his actions, by how he's acting. So apply pressure. Don't let this nigga, excuse my French, live his life. Don't let him live his life. Got a whole nother woman pregnant, got all his girl children, living his life while your daughter is missing. Are you crazy? Girl, I'd have been knocked that trailer down with a bulldozer. I'd have been looking underneath. I'd have been knocking the walls loose. He'd had to move. He wouldn't be in that trailer no more. He wouldn't better stay in that trailer park no more. That's how much of pressure I will be applying to his little bitty small.
He is small as shit. Dude is small as hell. Yo.
Any money, that man probably got into it. It happens where you're fussing with your girl, whatever, y'all get into it, and he chokes her. He don't look like a killer, but it don't look like he could be pushed.
Right.
You feel me? He may not look like a killer, but he look like he could be pushed. So if you maybe got into it, maybe he punched her, hit her, she hit her head. He don't know what to do. Drag her outside, dump her underneath the house. You know, no disrespect. The Mexicans will build something over your ass. That girl probably in cement underneath the house. Did anybody see any construction work done around the house? Did anybody? I mean, I'm just saying, I would be on him like white on rice. He wouldn't better do nothing. And I'm telling you, something is definitely deeper than what it looks like, because the family is not applying enough pressure to that husband. When we all could clearly see outside looking in, his story doesn't make sense. So if it don't make sense to you, me, and everybody else, it damn sure shouldn't make sense to the daddy. I'll be choking and I'll be happy. Let me get off this phone, man.
All right, thank you. I appreciate your call. The people in the live chat enjoyed your thoughts too. They agree. So thank you for calling. Yeah,
but it's the truth. Think about it. Just really think about it. If you gonna tell me, if you gonna sit up here and tell me that my doggone grandson gonna tell me the mama left, I'm damn sure gonna talk to my grandson. When you interview them, everything they told you still. You mean to tell me y'all don't got nothing? Y'all ain't talk to nobody. Y'all ain't talk to the neighbor, the manager.
They did. I think they did. I did. I believe the family did.
You gotta put some heat on him, baby.
I agree, though. I agree with the heat thing. Yeah, totally agree.
Yes, and you got to question your own grandchildren. Because let me tell you something. No matter what daddy trained them to be, when they get comfortable, they gonna tell the truth, baby. If them children was woke, or if they heard they dad, because let me tell you something. I could tell you stuff about my daddy hit my mom, and I was 2 years old sitting on the couch, and it still traumatized me. I have dreams about it. So I'm not saying kids don't see anything or kids don't remember anything. What I'm saying is the proper people that sit him down and make him feel comfortable, he gonna tell. He gonna tell if he saw anything. Now the question should be like, I'ma just use, hey, Lil Mel. Now, who told you your mama left? I bet you go, Daddy. Hey, Lil Mel. Did you hear
Right.
Mommy and Daddy argue that night? Yes, I did. Mommy was mad about Daddy, and they got into it. He's going to tell it all. They don't even sound like they even talk to them grandchildren. They just, ugh, I don't like that. Ugh. All right.
Thank you so much. You need to call in more often because people like your call. I kind of liked it too. Thank you for calling in.
They can't be afraid to lose contact of the children because all you got to do is take them to court. You can't lose it. He can't keep the children. He's be underneath investigation for murder, boo-boo.
Right. Yo.
Period. All right, let me go.
All right, thank you. I appreciate your
I'll call more
call.
often.
All right, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
All right.
All right, I got to take 769 because they've been holding for a while. I appreciate her call. What I'll say is the family, like, they're definitely involved. I totally hear what she's saying, and I agree. I think it's a sensitive nature because the kids are there. But I'm totally kind of like, and that's what I'm doing a little bit tonight, is putting a little bit of pressure. I don't need to be nice to this guy. I have a lot more leeway. You know, I'm actually holding back because I'm trying to be a little bit somewhat like respectful because for the family's sake and the kids are there and stuff like that. But well, there's a lot to it too. There's a lot to it with this guy. You know, I understand why the family is trying to be like respectful, and even with police and stuff like that. But yeah, we're here online, and we don't have those same restrictions. Maybe he's watching right now. Francisco, are you watching? 76. Oh, I just lost the person. I was about to pick up. Sorry. 769. If you want to call back, I lost you. I was just about I hit the answer phone or the button, and I lost you. Call back 769. 813. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Hi, are you talking to me?
Hi. Yes, I hear you. How you doing?
Hi. So I'm Veronica's cousin.
Oh, hey.
And yeah, I saw that your comment. You wanted me to call in, so I'm
Sure.
calling in.
Yeah. Please share.
Okay, so
I mean, your thoughts on the story, or the husband, or whatever your thoughts are, or any clarity that needs to be cleared.
Really, just and I was overhearing what the lady was saying, just the one before me, and she made a lot of good points, and I 100% agree with her. And you know, we're doing the best that we can without, you know, pushing any buttons. You know,
Right.
At the end of the day, we got to think about the kids, and you know, it kind of sucks in the same, like in that situation, but at the same time, like, you know, we're putting as much pressure as we can, and you know, we're doing everything that we can. It's just
Right.
a little bit harder, like you say, you know, it's sensitive with the kids and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm here to kind of answer any questions. If you
No,
guys
I
have
mean,
any.
I totally. By the way, the chat. If you have questions for the cousin, go ahead and type it in right now. If you want to ask the cousin, but I can totally relate in more ways than some people know. Than everybody knows, actually, as far as like children being involved in the sensitive nature of things.
Yeah.
And you're just trying sometimes not to push buttons because children are in between. You know, I co-parent, so I can somewhat understand not going off the hinges or even on the police, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, while I wait to see if anybody has questions in the chat. I mean, what was do you know anything what their relationship was like? Like, was it a smooth relationship? Did they get into fights or like, I mean, did they have domestic issues?
You know, like every relationship, you know, of course they're gonna have their ups and downs. I mean, my cousin was a pretty strong person as far as, you know, standing her ground and, you know, knowing not to be played with. But I mean, you know, as every relationship is, I mean, they had problems. I mean,
Right.
I'm not gonna, you know, sugarcoat that, but
Right.
I mean, they did have problems here and there. Really, I don't know, but
Okay. Did you ever meet him in person? Did you ever talk to Francisco?
yes, yeah, he was he's very kind of kept to himself. He never really like talked to us when we were, you know, like when we would have like parties and stuff. He kind of kept to himself, so I didn't really know him like that until
Okay.
after my cousin kind of disappeared, because
Oh.
I was one of the first ones that actually showed up at the house as soon as I found out, because I think in the video you overhear my aunt, the one in the red, stating that we had plans on Monday.
Right.
and that was plans with me and my kids and her kids and my aunt's kids. It just, gosh, I don't know. I'm starting to freak out a little bit, but
That's okay.
it just.
How about, let me
know,
ask you
really
this.
sensitive.
No, I get it. I
Yeah.
totally get it. And I don't want you to say anything, you know, they're not comfortable or, but so the adoption too, to be clear, so the kids were adopted. I mean, I already confirmed that in person, but they were adopted after the fact. I guess the paperwork is already filled out. So while she was missing, he still got the adoption and got custody of the kids.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Kind of the paperwork, like you said, was already kind of filled out. Everything was arranged when she was here because that was her plan. Her plan was for him to adopt her kids.
Okay.
She spoke to me about that plenty of times before. It didn't seem like there was any issues as far as that with him wanting to adopt the kids. I mean, he did a very good job taking care of them. He made sure those kids had clothes on their backs and, you know, shoes on their feet. And I mean, he took very good care of those kids. I mean, he kind of treated them like they were his.
All right. I mean, I saw the
That's why I
kids
kind of find it.
when I met them that
Yeah.
day. They seemed well taken care of. They seemed smart and all that. So, do you know if he had any issues with Veronica going out, or you wouldn't know?
I mean, as always, you know, I it's kind of like in the middle, I guess you would say. I mean, sometimes he would have issues, sometimes he wouldn't. It really kind of depended on the situation. You know, typical husbands, I mean, they kind of get upset when they're kind of out for too long, or, you know, because they kind of, you know, have a little bit of a trouble with the kids, them being so young, you know.
Right.
But I wouldn't say that, like, it was like an abusive kind of thing where he was like,
Right.
you know, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I
Right.
wouldn't really say that it was like that.
Can you guys?
Kind of upset him sometimes.
He would get
Mhm.
upset sometimes. You said, like any relationship, pretty much.
Yeah, like any relationship.
Okay. Are you guys able to see the kids whenever you want? I mean, I saw the kids that day, so.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's really good about giving the kids over to my uncle, and that's really when we see them, is when he brings them around. I mean, I've told him myself, you know, if he ever needs any babysitting or anything like that, you know, in the beginning of the case, if he needed anything, I was always there, because my kids and his and my cousin's kids, they got along very well. They're about the same age. So I told him from the very beginning, like, because I knew it was going to be a little bit hard with her being gone and us not knowing exactly what happened, you know, because at the time we're just following his story. But it just, like, I would tell him, like, oh yeah, like, you're more than welcome to like bring the kids over. But I mean, he really never like went with that. It was more like he would just hand them over to my uncle.
Okay, question two. Somebody asked in the chat. If you know, if you don't know, you don't know. But why did she take the two kids to the sister's house? Like, why didn't she just leave the kids at home with the guy? If he's so good with the kids and all that stuff, why did she have to take him to the sister?
See, that I'm not 100% sure about. What
Okay.
I do know is that the little one did end up going to get a haircut a little bit before she left to go get dinner.
Okay.
So I guess all three of them were, I think if I'm remembering correctly, that they were at her sister's house. And then she went to go pick up the little one to go get a haircut. She met their father there. And that's how he ended up being with the little one, and the other two stayed home.
Okay. And I'm guessing the biological parents of the kids are not involved or whatever. I guess they're just the two
Yeah,
kids.
no, they're not involved at all.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I know that was a kind of a sensitive thing too. So, is there any other video besides that one clip that they like police showed? I don't know if you know I don't know. I'm still confused. I don't know if the video is of Veronica being dropped off by her friend, or that's Veronica coming back home, and that's the last time that she's seen on video.
I think if you're talking about the one with like the big truck,
Yeah.
I think that was her arriving home.
Okay.
And I would assume that was after she picked up the kids,
Right.
because she did ride in the same car as her friend when she went to Chili's and she was dropped off. And that was a car, it wasn't a truck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the video I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. Is there, I don't know if you're comfortable with answering that. You don't have to, but is there a pregnant girlfriend in there right now in that place with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's there. I actually just found out about her like a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago.
Okay.
I don't really know much about her other than that she's pregnant and, you know, she's staying there and everything's kind of changed as too far as what, you know, to her liking and stuff. And it's not the same as it was when I would go over and see my cousin and the kids.
Okay. How long was Veronica with Francisco? Do you know? Like, how long was their relationship? How long were they together?
I want to say they weren't together for that very long before they got married. I want to say maybe like a few months.
Oh, wow.
Before they decided they were going to get married, and that was in December. I'm not sure exactly when they started talking. But yeah, it hadn't been more than like 2 years, or I don't even know if it was even at least a year. Yeah.
Somebody asked, well, Melinda asked, which is like a very, do they think the husband is involved in the disappearance?
I mean, at this point, we kind of got to keep everything, you know, open.
Right,
I
right.
mean, we're not going to sit here and say that we believe the husband 100% because, I mean, he's given off quite a bit of curiosity and stuff. But,
Right.
I mean, we really don't know what happened. And that's why we're really trying our best to kind of figure out what happened to her, you know, trying to get these tips in and trying to get people to, you know, talk. And it's really hard to kind of put all these pieces together when we only have so many, you know.
Right.
I just feel like personally, I feel like if the sheriff's department would have done a better job in the beginning, we probably would have already solved this case, if I'm being honest.
Right.
There really wasn't nothing done until like months after. I'm talking about DNA and, you know, checking for things in the house, and that was done months after.
So even the
And
house
by
thing,
then,
yeah, months later is when the house was looked at. That's crazy.
Yeah, which is ridiculous to me. But I honestly, in my opinion, I feel like it would have been solved from the get-go.
Right.
You know, the job was done properly.
Wow. Okay. I mean, anybody else have any questions before she gets out? And thank you again for calling and, you know, asking the questions.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, to me, you know, the family's been very like respectful, and I can tell you from just what I saw that day, like they've definitely been putting in work. It's not like they're just sitting back and like not doing anything. I think it's just a very kind of like complicated situation. They can't just go on TV or on the media wilding out, F this part, you know, and the kids are
right
in somebody's custody. So, yeah, somebody asked he changed the furniture. I think that was in the interview too. I think he changed the furniture.
A lot of things have been changed since there.
Yeah.
Because I do know that she has like a YouTube channel, and from what I saw, I mean, it looked way different than what it looked like. I mean, on the outside, I can only imagine the inside, but the outside looks so different.
I did hear that they had a YouTube channel too. Ricardo told me. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. I mean, if you have anything else you wanted to say just to people in general, or you can say it, you know.
Yeah. Just that I would like for people to kind of, you know, speak up if you guys have any information on my cousin's case. And I know it kind of seems like not much on the outside that we're doing, but I mean, we're really trying our best to kind of get as much information and kind of put the puzzles together before we just start accusing anybody or doing anything. And I know that sounds kind of crazy because I know a lot of people are kind of pointing fingers already.
Right.
You know, but it's a very difficult situation, and I just want people to kind of understand that and understand that there's just certain things that we can't say, you know, out in the public as far as, because this is an open case, you know, and I just want people to kind of respect that a little bit. And I know there's a bunch of different stories, but I mean, we try to update people as much as we can with the information that we can give out. And, you know, if anything, I would recommend maybe start following like the groups that we have, the Finding Veronica and Sia, and the one that we made officially, or that's run by family. And you know, if possible, if people can kind of donate to the GoFundMe that my aunt had made for Veronica, just so that money can kind of continue going to the private investigator and everything that we have going on for Veronica.
You guys do have an
That would be
investigator,
very
right?
appreciated. Mm-hmm.
Okay. People are asking your name. Are you okay with giving your name, or you prefer not to? Or I mean,
Yeah, no, my name is Bianca.
Bianca.
I'm her
Okay.
cousin. I'm related to her by my uncle.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer as much as I can, you know.
People are asking too what the YouTube channel is. I don't know if you want to give that or not, but
That I'm not sure 100%.
Okay.
If I knew the name, I would. I don't know.
Okay.
But as far as I know, I don't know the name of the channel. I just kind of seen a video. I didn't really look at the name of the channel.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you again for calling, and I really hope that they find and get some answers for Veronica. Something, you know, so anything.
Yeah.
That'll lead
Thank you.
to some sort of resolution. Thanks.
Yes, and we appreciate everything that you're doing for us.
Thank
Really,
you.
we do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so that was the call. That was a cousin, Bianca. I went a little in tonight, and the comment section is kind of savage too. And we had a call from Louisiana. I thought she was good too. But like I said too, from what I experienced that day, really good family, well intentioned, and yeah. Let me see. Oh, that would have been a good question. Yeah, when was the last time they've spoken with the detective? If they're watching, they can. Oh, somebody posted the channel. Okay, let's get it. Hold on, I'm frozen here. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. Where? Oh, okay. Oh, something hung up. Google Voice dropped. All right, hold on. All right, I'm gonna play the interview a little bit more. I'm gonna get the channel thing going if I can find it, and I have to call back in because the phone line is disconnected for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, making sure the internet didn't cut off. All right.
Monday, and I had to go to work.
The reporter or the husband?
The husband did.
Okay.
The husband, I went to work, you know, because I was still kind of denial. I didn't want to accept it, and she even told me, she's like, there could be something serious, or you know, etc., whatever. And I just, you know, you don't want to accept it. You know, as a father or whatever. You know, you want to. You know, she's probably with a friend or you know, whatever. And while I was at work, it hit me hard. You know, the more you think about it. And so he went to reporter. It was like a 3 something in the afternoon Monday. He left here at 11 something. Took the boys to get something to eat, at McDonald's or whatever. Then they went over there to report this. Which, in fact, when he tried to report her, the officer that showed up, female officer, I can't remember her name, practically told them that she shouldn't even report it because she's an adult.
Wow.
But she's gonna do it anyway. It's just too.
So were they taking the case or the missing persons case seriously when you guys first reported?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, like I mentioned before, when I had laptop.
Can somebody send me the link on Facebook to my email or something? I don't know why I can't pull up the comment thing for some reason.
Even report it because she's an adult.
Let me see if I can pull it up here. Oh, here we go. I got it. Okay, I got it. Oh Lord. All right. Oh, so there's a page. There's a lot of kids on here. But oh Lord, we're gonna go there. Let's go there. You guys want to see the? Are we gonna go there? The girlfriend's Facebook. There's videos and stuff. Oh, let me call him back. I think I got disconnected. No host connection. Please connect to the host. All right, let me call back in. Something happened. Let me call back in. I don't know what's going on. Host call in. Okay, let me call in. I gotta call back. Let me get the phone line set back up, and then we'll see what you guys want to do.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Please enter your show number and press pound. Enter your 6-digit PIN number.
Oh man, if you guys knew some of this stuff, because I was just thinking about something, but I'm not gonna say
Welcome,
anything 'cause
host.
I don't want to.
You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Call-In Studio
Just
web
is like,
interface.
let's go. All right, the phone lines are back up. Something happened. The feds kicked me off. All right, let's do it. We'll take a look. Let's go into the hole, to the rabbit hole, into the dark web. I don't know what this is. I guess this is inside the trailer. Yo, Green Eye, man. We gotta, you know what we gotta find out? We've been talking. We just gotta get the records.
Agarrar el nombre de la persona y no dice. Agarrar el nombre de la persona y
I gotta put it up.
Tiene que.
By the way, I don't want to people go hard on this woman or anything like that because she's just the girlfriend, I guess. We don't know anything about her. She might not have anything, you know. We're not saying, but don't you know. I don't know.
En los comentarios tiene que poner.
I don't even know what she's saying.
La foto y que se han estado viendo el canal y verla.
Maybe this is too messy. Oh, let me see. I want to see if the guy's in here though. Scroll down. Oh yeah, that's the kids. It's legit. Playing with scrolls and subscribe on YouTube. What's your YouTube? That's what I want to know.
Estamos aquí. Y yo ese video les había explicado
This
cómo
is the trailer place.
íbamos a hacer la recarga.
I don't know. Something about me feels a little wrong though. I don't know. Turn it up a bit. They're speaking Spanish. Might not be able to understand. That's the highest it is. Yeah, she's actually super nice and was taking care of the boys. Yeah, I don't want to. There's. I guess we can confirm that's the girlfriend. I don't think we're gonna find anything on here as far as that. I don't want to get dirty with it because there's kids here, yo. So we'll leave that at that. We'll leave it at that, yeah. Up in it. Okay, we can check the. Well, you know what I wanted to see? I wanted to see the inside of the. That's what really. I think that was the point of it. We wanted to see inside of the trailer what it looked like. I think that's what I wanted to see. Leave the kids out, and even the woman, because she probably doesn't have nothing to do with it, right? But let's see if we can look inside. I'm gonna play the interview, and I'm gonna try to pull up the YouTube. Henry, aprendiendo con las ardillas. Aprendiendo con las, whatever that's called, ardillas. Oh yeah, I found it. Yeah, I mean, you know this stuff. I don't want to play it, bro. It's just kids and stuff. It's just a woman with kids, man. I mean, you can see the inside of the trailer, but it doesn't tell anything. Let's see. And she's just taking care of the kids, like this person said. And it doesn't show much, but then there's other kids too. So yeah, let's leave it alone. Let's leave it alone. I'm not gonna get messy and that stuff.
We went through it and stuff. When I tried to offer it, they didn't want to take it. Right. The guy that came out to look into the situation, he wasn't even an investigator. He was just one that they sent out to get info. Right. And come to find out, that's why he didn't take it, because he's not authorized to take it.
Leanne, that's a good point.
So, and the only reason I found the investigator, because I was in here, I came in here after work. I believe it was Wednesday or Tuesday, after she was reported. It was a month later.
Yeah.
I came in here a month after she disappeared. I'm riding around and I see a car creeping by her house. When she pulled that chased him down, and come to find out it was one of the investigators.
Yeah. Left that alone.
And which of course I told him exactly what I thought. I wasn't happy. A month later, and I finally hit the investigator.
The whole Facebook and YouTube page, I think that's something better researched, not just doing a live stream and randomly pulling up videos. If I can research it and like Luna mentioned, blur out stuff and all that, and we can just maybe get a before and after kind of thing of the inside to show that the whole place was cleaned out, that's cool. I'm down with that. But to put on all these kids now and all that stuff, and we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I mean, we showed a little bit, but I think it's better to be offline and control, and I can edit it and all that stuff. So we're not going to go there. Yeah. That's what I want to know. And that's what somebody's been trying to look into, his past. His past and also the offenders in the area. Who else is in that area?
So it was a month later before anybody even kind of came by.
Yeah. As far as I know. I mean, I don't know somebody if they got involved before that, but they didn't contact us, family, until I found him.
Right. So almost 2 days later, or pretty much 2 days later, reported missing. You had access to the Google phone and account, so you could see the locations and all that. Where was the last time that the phone was active?
The last time, well, we messed up. I got to admit that. We were calling and texting every 5 minutes, everybody.
I'm gonna be with him.
Tens of millions are out of work.
I'm surprised I actually have ads. I couldn't be with him and his wife missing. That's just weird. That would kind of make me look at the person I'm with sideways too, right? Can you imagine being with somebody and the previous person went missing? I'd be kind of like keeping a real close eye on this person. Oh, Christina, the savage comments, man. So we're going to act like she's really innocent, like she didn't know he had a whole wife and family living in the exact same home. That's their channel name. Okay. Yeah, we got to talk. We were supposed to talk today, but definitely hit me up and we'll talk on the phone. We'll see what we can dig up, come up with. Well, what you can dig up, because you're pretty good at that. Yeah, message me. You guys find out anything? And also for people watching, just keep in mind there's kids in that home. All right, so don't be calling people, doing any of that kind of weird stuff that the internet people do. Like.
Which
GG.
That Monday night at 9:45, no more calls. It will go straight to voicemail, which means it wasn't ringing them.
Were you able to get a location?
According to her Google Maps and stuff, her phone showed it was around this area that whole weekend. The whole weekend.
Monday was the last day that it showed her location, which was again here in this area. Very close. Yeah, very close.
I'm actually still trying to find out his last name, trying to confirm his last name.
Okay.
Shit.
I want to ask too about research.
Don't put it in here though. If somebody knows, I think try not to put it in here. Email me, and we'll we can do. I can do my own thing. And by the way, just to be clear, my opinions are my opinions, not that of the family or anything like that.
Okay, first of all, can I listen to the podcast that was by the Hillsborough Sheriff Office? They said, they had 4-wheelers, they had horses, like all this stuff works. Did you guys see that for yourselves? Or?
Well, like I said, I get off at work at 12:30. in the afternoon, and I drive this way. Almost 90% of the time, maybe I'm not taking the interstate. And that day, I came this way because I heard it through the word of mouth on Facebook. People talk, what's going on here, and da da da. But they had the front closed, they had the back closed, and I drove by. The only thing I seen myself was ATVs. Okay, so that's all I seen. I didn't see no forest trailers.
Was it one day or a couple of times?
1 day.
1 day.
So it was 1 day. And they told, word was out that they were doing a training exercise. That's the word that they had put out in the science. Okay. Training exercise. Okay. But prior to that, a week after Veronica disappeared, we did our own search.
Right.
And the same part that they searched a month later. They searched it in February.
Okay.
In February.
You guys gathered together.
No, we gathered, our family gathered together a week after she disappeared. Okay. And I had called the police station, the guy that gave me the number, and I told them, I said, this is what we have planned. And I called them maybe on the Tuesday, Wednesday of that week. And I said, we plan on doing a search. I'll be on her house, that trails. If y'all want to give me some pointers or come join us, right? Help us, whatever. And I got no response. No phone call back.
There is a call. So let me take the call. And I actually meant to ask the cousin. I forgot to ask. How much involvement did the husband have in searching? Was he out there with the search with the family and friends? Was he out there? I mean, he wasn't out there that day. Oh, sorry. I want to sneeze, but oh Lord, it's not there. He wasn't out there that day with the planning and stuff, and he just left and came back. So I wonder how much involvement did he have for the searching or any of it. Let me take 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Oh, it's Jason from Florida.
Hey, Jason. How you doing? Oh,
Good,
Jason.
God bless you.
Is this the? Oh,
yeah.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah.
I was
I'm
like
cool.
zoned out for a second. I was like, oh, hi, Jason. No, you're the Jason, man. Jason that calls in, the supporter.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
my
like
dude.
that, man. That reminds me of the Big Lebowski. You just call me the Jason instead of the dude. I like it. That's what's up. Hey, you just took one of my questions about the father's involvement, and then did you find out?
I meant
if
the husband, by the
family
way, not the
was,
father,
like,
but I meant the husband. The father of the kids, the husband.
The husband,
yeah. I want to be clear. Yeah.
Right. So the Veronica's father and her family, did you sense any, like, I know that the her husband kind of left before you showed up, but did you sense any kind of energy, positive or negative, with the family when he was around?
Not really. Like I sense that like maybe I think it would have been great for this guy to come and talk, the husband. I feel like some people wanted him to come and talk and he didn't. I feel like the family maybe is just kind of open-minded to any possibility. I think that initially from when I saw the news reports and stuff like that, they were just thinking that this is like trafficking, but now I think there's other possibilities open, and that maybe they're kind of looking everywhere, and he might be obviously, I mean, in my opinion, I think he's a person of interest for sure. He should have been looked in. That's not even just like bias. That's typically what's done. You look at the closest people to the person, the husband, the wife, whatever. How is that left for months? I mean,
like I'm sitting here and, like I told you, I'm a crime buff. Like, what in the 48 hours mysteries is going on with the police department? Like, bro, when the father said he gave information and they waited a month, so you waited a whole month before you even like decided to pay this any attention. And the first people that you exclude from being a person of interest is the husband or the wife. Like, it makes no sense to me that there's just too many clues, bro. And then when you walked around that trailer, I don't like to say trailer park because of the connotation behind it. When you walked around that community and you saw how close the units were to each other, there's no way that you can abduct someone and no one not hear anything.
Right.
And, I'm trying to get a benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe there's some, some undocumented work, there's some undocumented citizens there, right? But at a certain point, somebody would stand up for what's right. And there's no way that woman was taken from her house, especially once you showed us the location and no one heard anything. And earlier this afternoon, man, I'm telling you, bro, like, I don't even call it crying. I'd be like, my face wet. You know what I mean? When I saw that little boy say he looked everywhere for his mama, bro, I had to take a shot. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, because he is old enough at this point to where he's going to carry that his whole life. And I'm sorry. I know we not supposed to cast judgment, but if everybody don't, if that family doesn't believe that the father, Veronica's husband, is involved, like, I don't understand how he can't. I hope he isn't, for the children's sake, but it's just not adding up. And the last time I called, man, I don't know a woman that leaves the house without her pocketbook. I don't know anyone. Like, bro, I'm just frustrated. And like,
yeah, it could be a thing too,
here's
man.
Another one.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying, here's another one. Like, so I'm already having to deal with Leila, right? And quite frankly, the only person covering that case still is you. So I'm dealing with that, trying to come to grips with poor little Camden having to grow up without his mother. And then here we go. We got another case. Like, it's just ridiculous, man. And I hope for that family's sake, if the cousin's still listening, I don't know a lot about the law, but I think you guys should like look into like the law enforcement around y'all, because there's got to be some malfeasance just based on how the cops handled the situation. And like, has the FBI been called in? Like, do we
I meant
know
to
that?
ask that to the family, and I forgot. I was told to ask that a couple of times, and I forgot if the FBI got involved. I can probably make the assumption that they didn't. I think I know Gloria is the family. Maybe Gloria can answer in the chat if the FBI got involved. Some people wanted to know that. And supposedly Nance here said that be respectful of her children are watching. That's what she said. They probably shouldn't be watching, to be honest.
Nothing but love and love and respect to the children. But please put on SpongeBob. These children shouldn't be watching this. Like, maybe I'm just too old for the generation I'm in now, but the children shouldn't be watching this. Like, put on something else. But I do apologize, and most respect to the family. And man, the last thing I want to say, bro, because I could go on and on, man, the work that you're doing is phenomenal.
Thanks, man.
Like,
I appreciate it.
You apologized earlier for, I can't remember what you apologized earlier. It was something like, sorry, y'all, for the camera shot. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, bro, are you insane? There's YouTubers that give commentary on someone else's commentary. And you actually took the time out of your personal life to bring us this story. So don't ever apologize, bro. What you're doing is phenomenal, man. And
thanks, man.
And I know everybody in the chat feels the same way, bro. Let me get off the phone. I don't want to hold up the call. Bro. Hey, man, I'm proud of you. God bless you and your family, and I hope Maddie's doing well, bro. Salute.
Oh, she's good. We were at the park today, man. We had a good time. But thank you, man. Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Man, I appreciate you, bro.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks again, Jay. I really appreciate Jason calling in and supporting the channel. Let me take 813. 813. How you doing? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Bianca.
Hey, Bianca.
Cousin. I got back in just to kind of answer a few questions. I see people have more questions.
Okay.
Okay, so one of the first questions that I overheard, and that was if the father was involved, her husband.
The husband, yeah.
If he was involved in the search. He was. When we first set that all up, and that was in the very, very beginning when we first found out. So that was probably like a week after she disappeared. We started doing a search. He was there. He was involved, and in the beginning, I want to say he was a little bit more involved. As time kind of went by, he started kind of separating himself towards us, and kind of went his own way. And anytime we kind of did things as a family for her, I mean, it was yeah, I'll be there, and then he wouldn't go. For example, like the day that we did the interview, interview with you, I mean, he said he was going to be there and then didn't end up showing up.
Right.
It's kind of the same situation that he's been kind of doing in the very beginning.
Okay.
Or not in the beginning, sorry. Just started doing that. Now, someone also asked if, like, what kind of energy we were kind of sensing from him. Again, in the very beginning, he was, a little bit more involved, a little bit more concerned. I mean, there would be times where we would get together. I mean, when we did like a visual for my cousin, he was crying, and when we would speak about her, there would be tears. Then kind of as like time kind of went by, I mean, like I said, he kind of distanced himself. There really was no emotion. He started dating other people, and personally, and I just want to put it out there, like, in my opinion, I do feel like he maybe had something to do with it, just because of the way that he kind of comes across now.
Right. That's just your opinion.
In the very beginning,
right.
I was kind of right in my, and that's in my opinion.
Right.
The officers, not the officers, sorry. There was another question regarding the FBI. We also tried to get them involved in the very beginning, and probably everything recent. As far as I know, I'm not sure about recent. That would be dealt by my uncle. But in the very beginning, I know we had asked the sheriff's department to get them involved, or at least, pass over the case over to them. And we were just kind of told, like, no. And the FBI even tried to get involved, and they told them no, that they didn't need to get involved. So it's kind of been up to the sheriff's department for right now.
Right. Well, thank you for calling back and answering that.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just giving it a second to see if anybody has any other questions, but I think you answered that greatly.
Thank you.
Let me see. Give it a second. And I mean, I think this is great that we can at least get everybody has a lot of different opinions, and especially, it's the internet. But the main goal at the end of the day too is just to get people looking at this, seeing her face. And if they don't know the story, take the time and go read an article if you can, or if you watch the video, so you can just get to know the story. Were there ever, somebody's asking, were polygraphs ever done? I don't know if you know.
I'm not sure 100% about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, that was a question that I meant to ask too. That's a great question. Deep Dive Fat Godmother said, when was the last time they spoke to the detective? Any updates from the detective?
The last time they spoke to the detective.
Yeah, like, are you guys in communication? Are they even talking with you guys, or it's just not really any communication?
No, I think there has been a little bit more communication. I think with the detective that we have now, I think he's kind of doing a little bit of a better job than the ones that were on the case previously.
Okay.
So I think they have been in touch with them recently.
Okay. As far, like, law enforcement is not really involved anymore, though, are they? Or are they still, like, because you have a private detective, right? Like, you guys have your own detective.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that part I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Let me see if there's anything else. If you guys have any other questions, somebody's saying Francisco's last name. They want to know, but you probably don't want to give it. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same. It would be the same as hers.
Right.
Kind of
Okay.
what she's been going by recently. Veronica Reyes Diaz Tour.
Okay.
Well, Minharis would be her maiden name.
Oh, okay. Jason said, beautiful call. Thank you for answering our questions. We may have different opinions, but most importantly, we agree on the fact that we want Veronica back.
Yeah.
The detectives met with the mom and dad Sunday afternoon. Is that this Sunday? Or Jamie said the detectives met with the mom and dad Sunday afternoon. I'm not sure what that means exactly.
Okay, so yeah, probably. Then I think that was this Sunday.
Oh, okay. Oh,
this past
okay.
Sunday.
Okay. All right. How do I find an article on her? You can type in Veronica Reyes Diaz. Let me see if that's the best. Veronica Reyes Diaz. Yeah, if you type in Veronica Reyes Diaz on Google, like all the articles show up. So you can, if you guys want to go read it yourself. I think you have to type in that whole thing, because if you just type in Veronica Diaz, it doesn't show up. So if you type in Veronica Reyes Diaz, all the articles show up. If you guys want to read about it, you can do your research and stuff. Let's see. I think that's it.
Okie dokie. Well,
All right.
if you guys have any questions, I am watching the live.
Okay.
So I'm more than
Yeah, thank you so much for calling back. I appreciate you
Happy.
clearing some of those things up.
Yes, of course.
All right. Thank you. All right.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Bye. All right. Appreciate that. It's cool that they're really open and talking about. Gloria, by the way, is putting all the links on Facebook. So if you guys want to read about her, you can. Or if there's any other YouTubers that want to cover, or any other content creators that want to cover a story on her and try to spread it around, that's good too.
And we had over 100 people out there with us, friends, people
From the community that was
joined.
Yeah, so the article's like 150 people.
Yeah.
Family, friends.
Thanks, Leanne.
Law enforcement wasn't there with you guys when you did that?
No.
The other thing too, so her belongings are found in the vehicle. Did you actually were able to see it yourself?
Well, by the time I came up here, which was Monday, we came up here Monday. Actually after work, so I was on to work, and she met me here and stuff. And he was pretty much showing me, this was left here, this was left here, and that shirt that she wore that night.
So that shirt she actually wore that night?
That according to his work.
Okay, and then it was found in the car.
It was a red flowered shirt, and it was found in the car. And the car was on the floor. But that's not the shirt she was wearing. What her friend said
That was
with her,
that night.
so she was wearing a totally different shirt.
Oh,
That's correct. Sorry to pause it again. Yeah, is there a Facebook group for Veronica? I know there's probably a couple, but is there like a main one or something? Some people are asking for Veronica. If you tell me in the chat, I'll pull it up so people can look. And then also some people were saying, why not get Tim Miller? And Nance said, and this is what I've heard is true because I spoke to Pink Justice and we were talking about it. The police have to request them. They don't just take like family requests like that. EquiSearch, yeah. It has to come from police. So I hear that's how they work.
Friend said she wanted
Bieber.
Yeah, sure.
So did Victoria.
Victoria said so.
Which is the sister that saw her when she picked
Oh,
up
right.
the boys.
So she said she saw in a different shirt too.
Correct. Right.
Okay, with the car, with the belongings that were found in there, do you know if they did any forensics? Did they check to see any of the stuff in the
They
car?
didn't do none of that until what was it? July.
July.
Yeah.
So from January all the way to July is when the first time they checked the forensics.
By then the vehicle's been cleaned out, et cetera, et cetera. House been cleaned out. I mean, on a personal level, if I did something to somebody and I had that time frame to clean up, et cetera, we'd be spotless.
Right.
Okay.
Did they do forensics in the car and the house? Or?
That was, yeah, in the house.
But by then,
Just a
he's
long
had
time.
all brand new furniture. Then.
All new
He
furniture?
painted.
Yeah.
And they also questioned Ricardo because they were one of the last the last people to see her. They didn't question the oldest until like
3 months.
It was 3 months.
4 months.
It was like 4 months after the fact.
And how old is the oldest?
He was 5.
He was 5 at the time.
He was 5.
That's the Facebook group, by the way. I'm going to try to wrap this up too because we're already at 2 hours. But this is the Facebook group, the official family group for Veronica. I put the link in the comment section. And what I'll do is, yeah, it's in the comment section. I'll see if I can post it somewhere else after if people want to find it. But it's called the official family group for Veronica.
It was April. Yeah, 'cause they got a hold of me and asked me to take them to
The podcast said he was interviewed, but they never gave a time frame. So it was 2-3 months after.
It was like 3 months later.
It was 8 months later.
3 or 4.
So I just ordered these 4 pizzas here, and it was.
Sorry about that. I'm actually thinking of, I mean, I'm not working right now. I got laid off and I had a severance check, and I'm like borderline right now to the point of being able to not have to work a regular job. I have to see how October goes. I mean, I don't know yet, because if so, I can keep my daughter out of school with this whole COVID thing. But I'm on the borderline of that. Hopefully, we'll see what happens.
At that time, you have time to. I mean, I'm a kindergarten teacher. Kids say the darndest things, and they don't understand from yesterday and 5 weeks ago. Everything happened yesterday, or if not, they'll say tomorrow.
They have no time frame.
They have no time frame.
A lot of people were wondering too, from when I did the video, who had questions. Did the children, were they able to get counseling and stuff? Because I heard they weren't. And,
as far as I know, they haven't got no counseling. They haven't got no help. As much as I would like to find them help myself, but I'm not consulting a parent, so Florida, state of Florida, grandparents have no
Okay, so did police talk to the friends that she was with too?
Well, it took them a while to reach her, finally get a hold of her, and I think it took them a couple months before she actually talked to them.
Did they talk to the guy too?
Or? Yeah.
Okay. I think that's all I have. Do you have anything else that you want? Oh, one final thing too. As far as something I heard, rumor, he has custody of all the kids.
Yes.
People are wondering about.
Gloria is, oh no, not that one. There's another one. Bianca's family. There's a different one. There's 2 Glorias here. So Gloria Delgado is family, I believe. Yeah. I don't know about this other person. I'm not sure with this other one.
That it does. Okay, because the podcast too, I think it's important to correct that.
Yeah.
They said that he didn't get custody of the kids because they were supposed to have a custody hearing the following week when she was missing.
Well, it's not custody. It's
Adoption.
Yeah.
Adoption. So he does have custody of all kids.
Yes.
Okay.
He adopted both. 2.
And she's missing, and he gets
the
adoption.
Yes. Well, I mean, everything was signed. Every paperwork was signed. They had a lawyer. Everything was pretty much done. All they had to do was go in court system in front of the judge on a hearing. Just found it, and that was it. And I myself personally, I went with him to court. And the way I looked at it, I didn't want to separate. Three boys. The youngest one is his, and it's just I wanted to keep the family together.
And also, that was 5 days after she disappeared. So obviously, he wanted the best for the kids, and to keep them together would have been the best.
I see how they interact. They love each other.
Yeah, of course. So I spoke up and I told him, asked me if he takes care of them financially, which he does. He's always been good to them and giving them pretty much what they want. So I can't take that from him.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. Is there anything else you want people to know watching, or message that you like to send out?
No, I mean, if we're Plant City, Dover's a small town, right? I mean, I've heard of girls missing here and there. It never crossed my mind.
Don't overpay on app.
Man, I don't know why so many ads. I'm surprised. YouTube did that. I didn't do that. I just set it for auto.
I just let it slide off, okay. But when it hits home, that's when it really hits. You know, you might think it'll never happen, but you got to face reality. You know, we're a small town, small city. If we don't unite and come together, this can continue happening. You know, this is not this. I talked to Hillsborough County the other day. There's a total of 700 and counting missing people in Hillsborough County. You know, so for me to think that they're not taking my case seriously, but when you have 700 cases, it's hard for them to do each one individually on a personal level. You know, so if anybody knows anything, small, big, etc., whatever, speak up. You know, you're saving my daughter, you might save your own. You never know. I mean, there could be somebody out there doing stuff they ain't supposed to be doing. You know, 2 weeks after my daughter disappeared, another girl disappeared. Kaya Taylor. You know, so they're probably connected, probably not. You know, we just need to come together as a town and figure this out.
Anything. Any little thing will help.
Well, yeah, and back to, I just want to say, and I say it every time, anything, any tip would be helpful. Anything that you saw that night, January 18th, maybe the next day you saw something passing down 60, something that you may think has nothing to do with it. We never know. We never know what it could be. Just anything that you saw that was a little weird and you saw it and you're like, I wonder what that, what's going on there. Just bring it up. Let the Hillsborough County detectives know. That way they can start piecing things together and maybe come up with something, because your little bit of information can come together with somebody else's little bit of information and we can crack this case. We need answers. We need to know what happened to my niece. Her dad needs answers. Her kids need answers. So please, anybody, please help.
Thank you. I think I really agree with everything you're saying. I think we need to come together as a community, because this is happening everywhere all the time. And the more people stay quiet and don't speak up, the more they know they can get away with it. Because there's just not enough resources, and we need to all come together. Any little detail or any bit of information should be reported. And you can do it anonymously too.
Wow, I'm so surprised all of those are playing on there. I mean, that's not a bad thing. Well, thank you guys for watching and really supporting me and the family. Appreciate that, helping the story spread out. If there's any final callers, you can call in. If not, I'm going to end it. We hit the 2-hour marker. I had a little bit of a rough start. For the people that just joined, we talked about Leila in the beginning, a little bit about the update from the attorney, which they basically said they don't want anybody searching. And that, let me put it here. There's still a $10,000 reward. Leila's sister has a baby on the way. And the FBI is still investigating, and they don't want any outside agencies or groups of people to conduct their own search, could tamper with evidence, which, I don't know how, whatever, I guess, like respect what they want on that. They probably, like I said, they probably know a lot more than we know, the public knows, and maybe they don't want people getting hurt. Oh, and by the way, too, there is Pink Justice, which I think is a fantastic group of women, badass women. They probably protect me when we're out there, to be honest with you. Sunday, they're going to go. I really want to go. I just don't know that my daughter's mother's working Saturday night graveyard, so she's not going to have any sleep. So I don't think I can have her watch my daughter. But Pink Justice is going to go out, and they're going to search for her, potentially like a body. There's an area. They haven't put the location yet. So who knows what happens? I'm gonna try to go. I would like to go. And if I were to go, I'd want to do a story first, like a video. But just kind of getting involved on the ground. So we'll see. So far, it's not looking like I'll be able to go. But Amanda Town. I don't even know the story. I've heard the name. I don't know the story in depth. And I would want to make a video with all the details. Does this mean you will stop searching? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess there's really, I don't know if there was What I was doing, it was kind of like a needle in the haystack kind of thing. I feel like every time I went out, though, I found all these weird things. I don't think I ever went out once and didn't find something weird. Like there was never one time that I went out and I was like, oh, nothing. There was the animal bones. There was the homeless encampments, all the different articles of clothing that I came upon. But I guess for now, if that's what they're asking, there's just so many areas in Florida to look. It's impossible, like to go by yourself. The thing on Sunday, they're gonna have a whole group of people. It's gonna be this big thing. It's organized. And as that one guy that called in, Anthony, mentioned, I think it would be a good idea to have drones eventually. I don't know if Pink Justice is going to do that, but I think drones would help cover some of the ground and stuff like that. Iris, thank you. Appreciate it. Prayers to the family. Please keep Veronica and Leila's story alive. Thank you. You're doing great. This just happened to me also because of Vivid, the fire protection company I was with for 10 years, did away with my position. I think it was a blessing also. I love being in fire protection, but I was very stressful. That's what I say, man. Things in life, sometimes people think it's like the end of the world. When I got fired, did I get fired? Yeah. One time I got fired from a hospital job. It was like time and attendance. I thought it was the end of the world. I felt horrible. I felt like a horrible person. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have gotten the best jobs that I've ever had. Like the previous job that I had was one of the best jobs. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have met my daughter's mother, and Maddie wouldn't even exist. Like there's things in life that at one point you think is horrible, and then you get to a certain point in your life and you look back and you're like, damn, that was actually a blessing. So this whole situation with the job, most people get laid off, they don't even get a check. At least I got a check. I'm good. My family's good. It gave me the opportunity to do more things on YouTube. I mean, we'll see where it goes. I'm gonna PM you, Stacy. All right. Oh, and Stacy, by the way, sent me the documents for the course, so thank you. I appreciate it. Anicia, how you doing? Hello, everyone. Oh man, you missed a hell of a show. It was a rough start, but I've been moving all week. I'm literally cleaning my daughter's room all night. I finally grabbed the phone. All right, thank you. Really? With a PI, if they want one of us to help take on the case pro bono, 3 in this chat already offered. Interesting. It can't hurt to have I'm trying to think of where would be the best place for them to contact, or these people to contact the family. Maybe in the group. Or if you want, you guys can email me. I don't know if the family's still here, but you guys can email me if you want, and then I'll forward it to Pink Justice or somebody in the family, and they can look at it. Like they have somebody, but it doesn't hurt to have an extra resource, Yeah, I don't know. Who paid the bills? Veronica or her husband? I heard about, yeah, people were wondering how that landlord didn't hear anything. He might have been out at night when the thing happened. I don't know how. He wouldn't have heard anything. Thought they already had a PI. They do. I'm just saying there's people here saying they have resources or other PIs. I would say, I mean, if it was me, if there's somebody with resources, you never know if things go left. Or if you need somebody to look into something extra, can't hurt, I would say. We have to talk about that behind the scenes, Stacey. Yeah. Don't hire the one PI, Mel. Please inform them the guy who offered to do Leila's case pro bono. Yeah. Yeah. Got to spend more time with my daughter. It's been awesome. No, I agree. I went out today to the park with my daughter for a bit. I recorded some video and took some pictures. It was nice. The parks are still closed here in Florida. I don't know. I mean, here in South Florida, I don't know why they're still closed. It's chains. They can send kids. Okay, so Gloria said reach out to Fidencio Menejares. If I'm saying that right. If I'm not, sorry. Fidencio Menares. Also, you can go back and check out the others in chat. Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that guy. I didn't hear good things about him. So, all right. Well, I guess that's it. I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna close it out. Thank you guys again. If you don't know the story, like I said, you can check out the links in the description, or you can look up Veronica Reyes Diaz. There's also the GoFundMe if you want to do that. You know, it's hard times for people, so if you can't, that's fine too. You could just share the story. Thanks, Melinda. Thanks, Tammy.